If you've been listening to either of the last two episodes, you know kind of how I think about organic versus paid content. In this video, I want to introduce you to what I think is maybe the best kept secret of organic video marketing and perhaps maybe the easiest possible starting point for you to get involved with video if you haven't done it before or have struggled to find a consistent system that works for you. I think it's one that almost nobody sees because it's kind of been sitting right there in front of us the whole time. So if you've already written SEO content for your website or you've paid someone to write it for you, you've already done the hardest part of starting this kind of video strategy and you may not even realize it. Now, you already know who your target customer is and you hopefully know what they're actually searching for, what kinds of questions that they're typing into Google or the AI algorithm or AI models, what kinds of problems they're trying to solve. That research, that strategizing, it's already done. Now you just need to take some of that same information and just apply it to video. That to me is the most overlooked starting point in this whole space of organic video marketing. You don't really need to sit down and brainstorm what you should talk about. You don't need to guess at what your audience cares about. You need to go look at the content you already have and probably have already paid for, and then kind of ask yourself, well, if this was said out loud on camera instead of in writing, what would that look like? Now, here's why I think this is even more important right now than it would have been even, let's say, a couple of years ago. Written content is getting easier and easier to mass produce, largely with the help of AI. Anybody can generate a reasonably good blog post or website about almost anything in a matter of minutes or seconds even, which I think means that like written SEO content on its own is becoming less and less of a differentiator as people search for services or products and are just overwhelmed by all of the same kind of written stuff on websites. Everybody's doing it, and increasingly, everybody's doing it with the same tools, producing content that looks very similar regardless of who is writing it. Now, video, I think, is a little different. Video is still genuinely harder to fake, harder to mass produce, and harder to make indistinguishable from what your competitor is putting out. When you show up on camera, that's you, your face, your voice, your personality in a way that, at least so far, is very hard to commoditize. Now, that's true for both the person watching, so your ideal audience, who's trying to decide whether they can trust you with something that's important. But I'd argue it's also becoming more important for the algorithms, whether it's Google or the various AI models, who are becoming increasingly dependent on looking for real signals of what a real person is actually saying. So if you've been putting off video because it feels like you're starting from zero or past efforts have failed, I want to emphasize something for you. You're not really starting from zero. You're starting from whatever SEO content already exists on your business right now. So go pull up your best page, the one that already ranks or the one that you're the proudest of, or maybe the one that's paid you the most money. That should be your first video topic. Not something entirely new, just something that's already proven to work. And if you're a marketing director, your job, I think, just became a lot easier. So you don't have to ask, should we be doing video or what should we be doing video on? The content is already there on your web content. So the question is, which of the content that you've already invested in deserves to be on camera? Probably all of it. I've developed systems to take my web content and make SEO search-rich videos that are showing up on the first page of Google. If you'd like to hear more of this, please subscribe to the podcast, and I'll explain more of that in the next few episodes.